We vote tomorrow. And right now, we have brand new Fox News polls. The final numbers we'll see from Fox before the votes are cast. In a four-way race, Hillary Clinton leads Donald Trump by 4 points, 48-44. On Friday, she led by 2 points. Among independents, Trump still has a 6-point lead. It's 42-36, but that lead is shrinking. He led by 8 points among that group on Friday. Women, Hillary Clinton up by 12, 52-40. She has maintained her lead there. The spread was 13 points, actually, on Friday. Here's a big one for Trump. White evangelicals. He's got a big lead, 78-15. That's better than Mitt Romney did with that group 4 years ago. Hispanics, Hillary Clinton leads 63-30. That's a 33-point win there. But 4 years ago, President Obama had a 44-point advantage. How about honest and trustworthy? Neither candidate does well here, but Hillary does worse. 64% say she is not honest or trustworthy. 60% say the same thing for Donald Trump. Joining us, two special guests, former Arkansas governor and presidential candidate Mike Huckabee, and Lee Carter, the lady with the dials. Governor, to you first. This doesn't look good for Donald Trump. Do you see any silver lining in the Fox poll?
Well, I think the silver lining is still in the intensity of the Donald Trump voters. There's been a lot of early voting. I think everybody acknowledges it could go either way. I'm going to hold to what I've predicted, that Donald Trump is still going to win, because I think that there are so many people that simply will not tell a pollster that they're going to vote for Donald Trump. They don't even tell their families, and they certainly don't go into the bowling alley or the Union Hall and say it, but by gosh, that's what they're going to do. But they don't want to be called a racist or a bigot or a xenophobe or an Islamophobe, and so they're just going to keep it to themselves. But I think we're going to see a big surprise tomorrow. If I'm wrong in a very big way, and everybody can say so.
Okay. Now, hold on a second, everyone. I want to show you the Dow Jones Industrial Average, because if this Fox poll suggests that Hillary might have an easier time winning tomorrow, that was what caused the market to rally right from the get-go this morning, but we haven't added to the gain. The Fox poll has been out now for 2.5 minutes. The gain on the Dow has stayed right there at about 1.5%, up 265 as of right now. Lee Carter, come into this, please. You often looked at the role of the independents. And amongst independents, Donald Trump always held a big lead.
Yes.
The lead is narrowing. What say you?
So we saw last week that the independents did track with Donald Trump, except not as much as they had been. And so I think we're seeing this number reflect in the polls. And to a certain extent, I think there's a fatigue among independents about the entire election. When you look at these numbers, 40% think that Donald Trump is trustworthy. I mean, the trustworthy numbers on both sides, the likability number on both sides, I think it's just really hard for people to get excited on this race. But I agree with Governor Huckabee that there is something about these enthusiasm in the polls. And Donald Trump, his supporters continue, even in the most recent poll, to be more enthusiastic than Hillary supporters. And that ultimately is going to define voter turnout, and that could change, that could change the game on Election Day. But right now, looking at this most recent poll, things are not looking good for Donald Trump.
Back to you, Governor Huckabee, especially the gain amongst white evangelicals. That is an astronomical gain. Are there that many evangelicals who could make that big a difference at the polls?
I think there is, Stuart. If 4% more of the evangelicals had gone to vote for Romney in 2012, he would have been the president. But they didn't go because they were going to vote for him, but they weren't enthusiastic. They've come home to being very, very pro-Trump, in part because they've come to be very comfortable with his commitment to protect religious liberty. But the other side of that, scared to death of Hillary Clinton. Absolutely horrified that she would become president, and I think you're going to see an extraordinary turnout of evangelicals on Election Day.
Well, real fast, it seems that a lot of people are voting against someone as opposed to positively for someone. Governor, you've not seen that in an election before. This is really unusual, isn't it?
Well, I think that there's always some of that, but it's probably more so than ever before. Look, I'm voting for Trump, but I am absolutely voting against Hillary. There is no way, having known her as long as I have, looking at the corruption, the position she takes, the way she would decimate small business and jobs in this country, no way on God's earth would I ever stand by and idly say it's okay if she's president. It ain't okay.
Okay, Governor. Back to you, Lee Carter. The vote among blacks in the Fox poll, 89% for Hillary Clinton, 4% for Donald Trump. That's a negligible deal. I mean, that's just a negligible performance.
It is not a good performance. However, if you look at enthusiasm among the black community for Hillary Clinton, the enthusiasm isn't there that was there for Barack Obama. Also, looking at the early vote, there's nowhere near the level of early voters in the black community than there were for Barack Obama. So if these voters don't turn out at the polls, it's going to be a really big problem for Hillary Clinton because she's counting on that to really elevate her numbers.
Okay, got it. Check the market. We've now had this Fox poll numbers out for 5-6 minutes, and it's made no difference to the stock market at all. The Fox poll was very good news. It appears to me to be good news for Hillary Clinton, but her gain, the market is still up 1.5%.